The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. A House panel has approved the bill that will tax foreign digital service providers like Amazon, Facebook, and Netflix. House Ways and Means Committee Chair Joey Salceda clarifies that local DSPs like Lazada and Shopee will be exempted. Should this bill be passed into law, the government is expected to raise about 9.2 billion pesos in additional tax revenue in the first year of effectivity.
Itong mga non-resident foreign corporation, they pay VAT in their home country, even if the income is earned in the Philippines. So what we are trying to say here is that the income that is earned in the Philippines should be VATed.
Decrease plastic waste in the country on top of the 923 million pesos in additional revenue.
This mass consumption of plastics, most of which are single-use, has had significant detrimental effects on the environment. Moreover, plastic wastes have exacerbated our country's problem with flooding. All of these highlight the need to curb the use of plastic bags.
And President Bongbong Marcos says he is inclined to extend the state of public health emergency in the country until the end of the year. With DOH officer in charge, Maria Rosario Vergeire, regarding the possible extension. Vergeire had earlier said that the vaccine law should be amended if the state of emergency is not extended. State of public health emergency due to COVID-19 is in place until September.
We are looking at amending the law in terms of procurement and all of that in the middle of an emergency, but that will take time. So malamang we will extend it. We will extend it until the end of the year.
One News Now will be back with more stories after this quick break. Stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. A House panel has approved the postponement of the barangay and SK elections in order to save on funds. But the COMELEC says this postponement still means added costs. Greg Gregorio with the details.
The House Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms has approved more than 30 bills seeking to postpone the barangay and SK elections in December. Lawmakers want to reallocate the supposed 8.4 billion peso budget for the polls to the government's COVID-19 and disaster response, as well as measures to economic recovery.
By postponing this barangay and SK elections this year, the government will be saving about 8+ billion pesos, which can be used for priority programs such as agriculture and the like.
The measure is also supported by the Liga ng mga Barangay and League of the Municipalities in the Philippines. The House panel also approved to have the BSK elections on December 2023. Soon-to-be elected officials will also begin 3-year terms on January 2024. But the COMELEC says rescheduling the local polls would require an even bigger budget. COMELEC Chairman George Garcia said the postponement would mean an extension of voters' registration, and more registered voters would entail an additional cost of about 5 billion pesos.
Because of the additional number of voters, we will create additional precincts. And because of the additional precincts, we'll be hiring additional poll workers, 3 poll workers per precinct. And because we'll be hiring additional poll workers, we'll be giving them additional honoraria.
There's also the added cost of printing of ballots and other forms, and the need for additional ballpens and indelible inks, among others. With this, the COMELEC remains firm in its stance to push through with the December elections. Election watchdogs and some lawmakers are also backing the poll body.
Ilang beses na nating ipinospone yung election, Mr. Chair, that tantamount to depriving the people of their right to vote.
The COMELEC says it will continue to prepare for the elections while waiting for a law approving its postponement for next year. For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
Ancient ruins and other lost archaeological treasures are popping up in different cities across the world due to extreme heat. The details in this video from Bloomberg. And here's a quick look at today's other top stories. The Senate Blue Ribbon Committee will be holding hearings on key issues next week. The committee will tackle the issue on sugar importation on August 23rd and the procurement of outdated and overpriced laptops for the DepEd on August 25. One bakers group is asking the Trade Department to hike prices of tasty bread and packed pandesal by 4 pesos. The Philippine Baking Industry Group says the plan is to stagger the price increase in 2 tranches. And President Bongbong Marcos wants to reorganize the Sugar Regulatory Administration by the end of the week. This is after SRA officials approved an unauthorized resolution which would have allowed the importation of 300,000 metric tons of sugar. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.